Before I start my talk, I would like to invite graduates, students, parents, teachers, faculty, everyone in this space to close their eyes and think back to 1, 4, or even 6 years ago in your life. At that time, what were you like? What was your definition of success? 6 years ago, I was standing in front of National Taiwan University when I told my mother with determination and certainty, 6 years from now, I will be attending this school. At the time, I had a completely different vision of my future. I was only 11, but I already had a detailed list of achievements that defined what success means to me. At the time, I had just graduated first place out of 500 kids from a competitive public elementary school. Furthermore, I was one of 10 to be accepted into my dream middle school, where most graduates end up at the most prestigious institutions in Taiwan. Back then, it felt like I was destined to be successful, which meant getting into the top-ranked high school, National Taiwan University, and as cheesy as it sounds, becoming a doctor. As you can see, studying abroad was never part of my plan. I was ready to go through the harsh education system that Asia has to offer. But what drastically changed my course of life was one simple question. My English teacher at the time asked me, "Vivian, what do you want to do with your life?" I answered with no hesitation, to be successful. She said, "Well, everyone wants to be successful, but what is your definition for success?" That's when it hit me. Since I was young, I grew up in an environment where success is objective. It meant good grades, competition, endless work, whatever it takes to bring you to the top of the pyramid. That one simple question gave meaning to my life. I decided to study abroad, to go on a journey in the world of unknown, to search for my definition of success. And there I was, 3 years later, living 10,000 kilometers away from home, kind of in the middle of nowhere where food is overpriced. I mean, a sandwich is like $10. Speaking primarily English and attending a religious private boarding school, my second home, Priory. I remember vividly first meeting all my fellow classmates on orientation day. I was sitting on the couch at the bowling alley, just eating my slice of pepperoni pizza, minding my own business, when I heard a loud bang. Yes, one of our classmates thought it was a good idea to throw a bowling ball up in the air. I looked over and the lights on the ceiling were flashing and the bumpers had been crushed. I remember thinking, what have I gotten myself into? Little did I know, the memories I would be sharing with these people in the next 4 years would become the most life-changing experience. What the Priory community taught me the most is to redefine my idea of success. At Priory, we learn to live a life that is so much more than academic achievements. We learned that our identity should be more than an A on a test, a 4.0 GPA, or a college acceptance letter. We learned that we can be athletes, musicians, artists, engineers, actors, or all of them. We learned to appreciate our similarities and celebrate our differences. We found our identity and helped others find theirs. We met friends, teachers, mentors, or family that have guided us to become the best version of ourselves. And to my dear class of 2019, thank you all so much for the past 4 years. Together we stayed up doing homework, or not doing homework. We turned it in.com, or we didn't turn it in.com. We scored a winning goal in a game, or performed a solo in a concert. We built a robot and sent it to deep space. We got the lead role in a play. After school, we waste all our money at downtown Portola Valley. By that I mean Roberts. We wake up at 3 a.m. in the dorms at least once every year because the new dormers decide to set off the security alarm. We never appreciated haiku in power school until Blackbot hit us harder than puberty did. We chased chickens, we sprinted from bio to world history and still got a tardy. We climbed stairs, and we climbed stairs, and we climbed more stairs. We arrived late to class, shout out to the bikers on the Rastradero, just to go all the way to the office to get a slip so we can be even more late to class. Well, we already had a problem with getting to class on time. They built the Yanny Stream Center. Sorry, is it Laura or Yanny? We cahooted, we spark noted, we slatered. We complained about the fidget spinners, and then we all bought fidget spinners. We took L's and we bounced back. We yeeted, we finessed, we spilled the tea. We full sent. Alexa played Despacito. We dabbed, we whipped, we nay-nayed, we hit the wool, and of course, we took our horse down the Old Town Road. We laughed, we lived, we cried, we loved. and soon we can say we graduated. This past Christmas break, I coincidentally walked by National Taiwan University, and I saw me. Same passion, just with a different dream. I'm no longer the 11-year-old that only pursued academic success, or the 14-year-old standing in front of the dorms crying as I say goodbye to my parents. I'm no longer the junior drowning in my pile of A-push flashcards, or the senior that was doubtful as she applied to college. She changed. I changed. But what didn't change is what's in here. The passion, the dreamer. 4 years have passed, and I'm still an only child, but I now have older siblings to look up to and younger siblings to take care of. I'm still the daughter of my parents, who worked so hard for me to receive an education that they never got to receive. But now I can finally tell them proudly, your daughter is going to college, and your daughter is making her family proud. I'm still an international student in a foreign land, but I can no longer say that I am homesick. For the people I've met and the memories I've created here have made this place a home away from home. I'm still a little girl, pursuing her idea of success. But in the past 4 years, I have redefined what that means to me. So as we end this chapter of our lives, I invite every single one of us in the class of 2019 to consciously reevaluate what success means in your own terms. And you will realize that what the future has in store for you is an infinite amount of possibilities. We might not need to know if a European country is a Slav or not a Slav to decide where to travel. We might not need to know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of cells to decide what to get for dinner. We might not need to pull out our TI-84s and cross-multiply polynomials to pay taxes. But we should always remember that Priory has guided us to create a meaningful and balanced life, like Mr. Cohen, who balances his life as both a U.S. history teacher and CIA agent. Priory has also taught us to leave this community as lifelong learners and stewards, like Dr. L, who's always down to learn new music, such as the Wii theme songs or bass-boosted Christmas music that we play for him in class. And most importantly, Priory prepares us to serve this beautiful world in need of our gifts, like how Mr. Lee always has that extra calculator when you need it for a test. So dream on, and never forget the passion within you. Look back, and never let down the dreamer within you. Today, we mark the end for an amazing 4 years. It's a temporary goodbye to the bonds we've shared and the memories we've created. But let us never forget, tomorrow is a new chapter, and always we will begin again. Thank you.